Hey there, it's John Bison, beautiful Sarasota, Florida. Hey, I'm getting the same questions over and over and over. So obviously, I don't have a lot of people watching my YouTube channel about some of these topics. So I picked out the top 10. I'm going to give you a visual on what I'm talking about, these 10 things. So you won't be surprised when you move here to Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch, Venice, Nokomis Parish. You'll understand what's going on, hopefully, before you come here to look for a home. I have some clients that show up and it's like they've not even done any research about homes. And then I have some that know as much as I do about the homes in the area. So let's jump into it. I want to show you. I made a cool little list right here so I wouldn't forget anything. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. And hey, if you found us here on YouTube, you want to get a lot of information about Sarasota and Lakewood Ranch, subscribe and hit the notification bell. I put out great videos. I think they're great, about 2 to 3 times a week about living here. I'm going to give you the lowdown on good, bad, the ugly about living here. I'm a Florida native. I've been in this area since 1992. And if it's happened in Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch, I've seen it. I moved into Lakewood Ranch in 1999 where people were saying, what the world are you moving out there for? Like it was out on the other side of the country. So I've seen a ton of development. I think there were 2,500 homes in Lakewood Ranch when I moved there. Just slightly different now for sure. So anyway, our first topic that people ask me about constantly, CDD fee. What is a CDD fee? If you've ever owned a condo and there's an assessment in the community to replace the roads, the roofs, the paint the buildings, do something, that's basically what a CDD fee is that the builder takes out and develops the land, the sewer systems, the lakes, the parks, the roads, everything within that community. And it's a 30-year bond that stays with the community or stays with the home. Sorry. And this is an example. This home is a listing that we have pending in the Del Webb of Lakewood Ranch. So you can see here, total taxes, including the CDD fee, $75.59 for the year. And then if you scoot across here, you can see CDD fee, $1,865. So that $1,865 is part of the $75.59. It's not a separate fee. It's part of that $75.59, the total tax bill. Now, when we get into taxes, you have to realize how long somebody's been in a home. I mean, you've got people that have lived in homes here 30 years. I've got some neighbors who built a house here. They're the original owners in 1986. Do you think their taxes are not slightly, substantially less than what a new homeowner would be if they went to sell that property? Because what happens is you homestead here in Florida, your taxes can only go up maximum of 3% per year. Okay, they can go up 1%, they can go down 2%, they can go up by no more than 3%. So that accumulates over the years. So let's just say my neighbors decided to sell and they sold in June of 2024. Now, what would happen is January of 2025, that home would be reassessed for current market value. And then the taxes would be established. And we pay our taxes in arrears here. So we get a trim notice, it's called, in November. And then our taxes are due in December. And if you pay in December, you get like a 3 or 4% discount. And then it's less in January, less in February, less in March. So that's our tax situation here. So homeowners who are homesteaded here, they're not seeing their taxes like I hear, oh, my taxes went from $3,800 to $11,000. I heard a video the other day. Now, if you come here as a snowbird and you purchase somebody's house like my neighbor, and let's just use the number, their taxes are $3,000 a year, homesteaded, and then you're a snowbird and you buy that house and it's going to be reassessed, your taxes might go up to $7,000 a year. especially if you're not homesteaded, because your taxes at that point can go up by whatever if you're not homesteaded in the state of Florida. So very important to remember those things and do the research. If you're buying a resale, how long have they been in this house? This particular home was built in 2019. So they've only been there 4 years. So the taxes should not change that drastically, but they will. They're going to go up from $7,500. They'll probably go up by $1,000. And again, that depends. Are they going to homestead the buyers, or are they going to be snowbirds? That's a big difference. You got to know that. So when I talk about HOA fees, let me enlarge this right here. I want to show you what is included in some of these HOA fees. Now, this is a typical Del Webb. This one's located in Lakewood Ranch. Yes, you're paying $350 a month for your HOA fees, and it ranges depending on the size of your house. I think the new Del Webb in Parish, their fees, including cable and internet, are about $390 a year. So it varies, but they all cover the same thing. The amenity center, this is the clubhouse, 23,000 square feet. All of your use of the clubhouse, the gym, the pools, everything there is included. Your yard work, everything on the outside of your house is done, and then 24-hour security. But if you're a snowbird, that fee continues year round. It keeps going. The advantage of that, you lock the door, you leave, you don't have to worry about one thing on the exterior of your home. It's all done for you. So if you're thinking you want to be in one of these amenity-rich communities, you have to take that into consideration. Now, this is an early picture of the community center. This is completely built out in Del Webb now, but you can see the size of the clubhouse, the pools. This is their restaurant that's there within the community. Very nice. Another picture, restaurant, pool area. You got bocce ball courts. You got the tennis and pickleball courts. Water volleyball they do. So these are just some of the things that are included in this particular community. There's the restaurant, hang out there at night. They got the fire pits going. It's pretty amazing. All right. So that'll give you an idea of that. If we look at the map, I want to show you where Lakewood Ranch is for an example. So Lakewood Ranch, actually zoom out a little bit more, goes from State Road 64 all the way down to Fruitville Road. So it's this whole piece of land right here. And this is, I've heard 40 square miles, 50 square miles, but I'm talking about flood zones. So Lakewood Ranch is not in a flood zone. So you don't have to worry about flood insurance for now. They're trying to make it so everybody in the state of Florida is going to have flood insurance, but that's down the road. The further to the west you go, the closer to the water you go, the higher probability you have of being in a flood zone. We call this the Manatee River, which up in this area, it's all fresh water. Then it goes to brackish water. Then it leads you right out to Sarasota Bay and to the Gulf of Mexico. So this is the Gulf over here. So the closer you get to the water, obviously flood zone, and then you have to have flood insurance. So that's something to consider, this whole area right here. So that last hurricane that came through, this is the area down here. This is about an hour and 15 minutes to the south of us. This is what gets devastated when these storms come in. You want to be in Naples. Here's Naples down here, right on the tip of Florida. So when the storms come up from Cuba, when they come across from Miami this way, guess who gets hit first? Just something to think about. And you talk about traffic. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Traffic down that way. So we are right up here in Sarasota, and then Lakewood Ranch is out in this area. So you got to take that into consideration. Inspections, when you're buying a resale home or a new construction home, you're going to absolutely want to get an inspection, especially on a resale home. What that inspector can do. They're licensed, but they're licensed in different things. Some of them are licensed to do termite inspections, air conditioning inspections, roof inspections. Some are not. So you want to make sure you talk to your home inspector about that. But those are all examples of things you want to have inspected during the process of the inspection period on your contract. So roofs here, very expensive, very, very. I just did mine, well, actually 2 years ago now, I did mine. Shingle roof, 2,400 square foot home. It was about $23,000. So it's something you want to know. How old is the roof? When am I going to need to get it replaced? Let me talk to an insurance person, a Florida insurance person, about the amount of time I got left on this roof. You don't want to buy a home and it's an 18-year-old roof, and in 2 years you've got to put a $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 roof on there. I don't think you do anyway. So that's something that you want to do during the inspection period. Get an insurance quote and find out exactly the situation on that house, how much you're going to be paying annually for that. Air conditioning units is the other pretty major expense. You can get into $6,000 to $8,000 if you have to replace the whole air conditioning system. Typical life expectancy here is about 12 to 15 years, depending on how much the current owner has used that air conditioner and maintained that air conditioner. So you want to, again, how old is it? How long is it, or how well has it been maintained? How much life do I have on that? While I'm talking about mechanical things like that, a home warranty is a beautiful thing to buy for at least your first year in the property. They're about $600 range wise, but they cover all your appliances, your air conditioning, some cover your plumbing issues. It's a great thing to have. I'll tell you, we had one when we first moved in here. Our refrigerator, within 6 months, boop, gone. Okay, they replaced it. Now, they didn't give me the full value of a brand new refrigerator because the refrigerator had been here a little while, but they gave me a credit towards a new one and then sent me to their website with discounted prices on refrigerators. So it's definitely something to consider when you're getting into a resale home. 55 plus versus an active adult community. Del Webb is a perfect example of a 55 plus. That means one person in the household has to be at least 55 years old. The other person can be 45, 35, it doesn't matter. But one person in the household has to be 55 years old or older. And young children cannot live with you if they are above 17 years old. Let's say 18. I'm not actually sure on 17, 18 and older. They can live with you in one of these communities. Grandkids, little grandkids can't live with you. They can come and visit. I think it's like some of the communities are 30 days at a time, 60 days at a time, 90 days at a time, but they're not supposed to live there. So that's something that you want to know. 30-day visits, yes. Can they go to the pool? Yes. With an adult. You can't just take them over there and drop them at the pool and they're 9 years old and they're running around unsupervised. You can't do that. Our communities are very pet friendly, absolutely pet friendly. Some have breed restrictions, which obviously, like Rottweilers or pit bulls or things like that, you definitely have to look into. But your typical household dog, very welcome. They've got dog parks to take them to within the communities. So that's another question that I ask. Now, another one, looking back at the map real quick, we don't walk anywhere, nowhere. And you're not going to golf cart around Lakewood Ranch. You're not. They don't build it like that. We're not the Villages. We're not locked into that little area there in the Villages where this is what you got, take it or leave it. Too bad if you don't like it. Because here, you get in your air conditioning car, go to your air conditioning restaurant or shopping place and go do your thing, okay? In every direction, this is the Del Webb. In every direction, there's a new Publix Plaza that's located right up here. If you go out the back entrance, there's a new Publix that's located down here. If you come over to the interstate, This is the new University Town Center area. This is all shopping and restaurants and just everything you can imagine. Whole Foods is over here. Fresh Market is over here. There's a Trader Joe's over here for all you organic people. Got to have all that stuff. And then we have Benderson Park here where all kinds of events go on. They have the rowing championships there, like collegiate and world rowing championships. They have triathlons around there. If you're a biker, runner, walker, there's trails all the way around this lake where you can walk around it. So it's just a beautiful area. Okay, so I'm going as fast as I can. 55 plus, active adult. Active adult is not age restricted, but geared towards professionals and baby boomers. Okay, typically a little more expensive. Esplanade is an example of active adult. It's built by Taylor Morrison. We have a couple of those. So let me pull up real quick here for you. Esplanade, just to give you an idea. And there's 3 zip codes in Lakewood Ranch, by the way: 34211, 34202, and 34240. Most people didn't know that. So now something in Esplanade, beautiful homes, but again, not typically for families. They don't build a 2-story home unless you're adding a 2nd story on. Tons of amenities. Beautiful pool area at this particular home. See if they show the amenity center, 7,000 pictures, but they don't have anything with the amenity center. Of course, I picked that one that didn't have the one with the amenity center, but I always describe Esplanade as like amenities on steroids, because they've got everything. Esplanades are golfing communities. You don't have, this could be a golfing membership lot. This could be a non-golfing membership lot. I don't know how they choose them, but you want to be very aware of that if you wanted to live in an Esplanade. Are you on a golfing lot or a non-golfing lot? So beautiful clubhouse and pools. Of course, the tennis and pickleball and just everything that you can possibly imagine. Okay, so again, with all your fees, it's covered. Active adult versus 55 plus. We talked about roofs and air conditioners. We talked about HOA fees. We talked about not being a golf cart community. Certainly within your community, golf carts are fine. And even some of the communities, like let's say the country club at Lakewood Ranch, if you live in there, you could golf cart right over to Main Street. Absolutely. Right out one of the gates over to Main Street to go have lunch or a coffee or something like that. But you're not going to take your golf cart to the UTC mall area because you got to get on University Parkway to get there. Don't judge our traffic by the traffic around the mall. You get over in Lakewood Ranch, it's completely different. You get north, you get south, it's completely different. Around the mall is crazy. Okay, so don't judge our traffic by that. I think that's primarily the ones I want to cover. Yes, we have hurricanes. Yes, our homeowners insurance is going up. You have to shop. It depends on the house. Our energy costs are pretty much under control, I believe, especially with this new construction that's going on. I have a lady on my team. Her and her husband have one of the larger models at the Del Webb. It's 2,488 square feet, pool home, just beautiful. And their average power bill for the month is about $175. So that's less than what I pay. I'm in an older home. I'm in a 1983 home, not in Lakewood Ranch. And our power bills during the hottest time of the year are around $300 to $320. And that's running the air conditioner full time. So that's about it. But those are some of the questions that I get a lot. Again, if you're liking the information, go ahead and subscribe. And then you'll get a notification when I put out a new video. But I'm here to answer honestly, brutally good answers to questions about living in this area so you'll completely understand it before you get here. So I'm happy to answer questions for you. If you'll give me a call, shoot me an email, my cell phone number, call me 941-962-7443. You can reach me. I'll answer all your questions. We can book a time to meet. What I prefer to do when you first call me is get just a little bit of information and then get you on a Zoom call and get into real depth about living here, different communities, what to expect. How hot is it? Do you have bugs? Are there alligators in that lake? All those good things. So thanks for watching. And I hope this was helpful. And I hope to hear from you very, very soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.